everybody. Welcome to episode five of five, six. Welcome to episode six of season two of Madrid Talk PH. My name is Alan, and I'll be your host for today. So we have Owen, Alvin, Lawrence, and Omar. Please wave to our viewers.
Hello.
Kung meron man tayo viewers, mag-wave na lang tayo. pero, pero
Soon,
yeah,
soon. Why not?
yeah, we're gonna conquer the world. Just watch.
Yes.
But yeah, I hope everybody's well and healthy, and I hope everybody still has their spirits up after drawing
Mm-hmm.
the match against Osasuna and being elated by Athletic Bilbao in the Super Cup. I do hope so. So, how you guys feeling? What do you, uh, okay. Yeah.
Still good, man. Still good. Yeah.
Cool.
Still
Cool.
live it.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. So, I think we're gonna have maybe like a couple topics to discuss. So for this episode, we'll talk about the current state of the club,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would like to ask your thoughts and reactions towards our previous match against Athletic Bilbao, and then after maybe we could discuss what is wrong and how we should improve. So yeah, fair, easy topics. What's wrong with the club and how can we fix them. So yeah, let's start. Yeah, for our first topic, we're fresh coming off a loss versus Athletic Bilbao, who has a new manager, Marcelino, who I personally think did a great job in Valencia, and it was his second game in charge against Real Madrid,
Mm.
and we lost. So let me call on Lawrence. What's your initial reactions? What do you think went wrong for Real Madrid?
Hey guys, good evening. So yeah, I think my initial reaction to the match was, I think it's the same as you guys. Frustrated. At least I'm speaking for myself. I was frustrated because it was a match that we should have won. No excuses. It's a single leg semi-final against Bilbao. We should have won that match, and then we go ahead and beat Barca in the final. We were supposed to win that match, and we didn't. And there were questionable things during the matchup from Zidane himself. And let me start with Vasquez. He's been good for us, right? He's been good. Like for the past few months now, we've been really praising the guy, but it was it was bound to happen. I think that it was bound to happen. Having a It's not even our first choice winger. It's not even our second choice winger, right? Having him as a makeshift right back, I think that's a good formula if we don't have any choice at all. But we had choices in the on the bench right last game, right? I think we had Nacho. We could have gone for the natural defender, but
Yes.
for some reasons Zidane stuck to his choice of Vasquez. But I can't blame the us losing the game just to Vasquez alone because we had our chances as well. We didn't convert the goals. It's not
Uh,
just
yeah.
Vasquez.
Hey, Laura, sorry to
Yeah.
cut you there, but let's add some context to it. Lucas Vasquez did give the ball away that led to the goal
Yeah, the first one.
of
Yeah,
Raul. Lucas Vasquez fouled the athletic player that gave the penalty
true.
to them, and they did score it. So, and to add also, it wasn't just Nacho who was available. We had a natural right back available in our team, and yeah. So
Yeah, so
as
we
as you
had
said,
two natural defenders on the bench available, but it was really questionable. Yes, Vasquez is hardworking. We love the guy for that, but we have natural defenders on the bench. Let's use them. I think, at least for me, that's what I think. If we have a natural defender for that position, let's use the guy. If we have a striker, there's no way I'm gonna put a defender um, as our forward in a match where we have a striker available on the bench. So that's just my thought about what happened with Vasquez and why we lost 2-0. It's not just his fault, but those two goals, man, that changed everything.
Yeah, but yeah, worse, worse comes to worse. I think those positions should be really, Vasquez should have started right back if we didn't have any options left. But it's really insulting if you're a defender, you're a right back, and you don't get to start. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean that's one of the areas that we could major put the blame on for our defeat. Yeah, Omar, what do you think? What went wrong during our match against Athletic Bilbao?
Conceding. I think that's the best ano eh. We shouldn't have conceded the goal. Uh, I thought this was going to be a penalty shootout like the Real Sociedad and Barca, but yeah, it didn't go that way.
Mhm.
There was this time the second half when Asensio hit the post twice inside
Twice.
5 to 10 minutes in the second half. And at the first post hit, I was like, oh, we can still do this. I can still win this. And then hit the post again. Sabi ko, oh, no, no, no. Parang hindi talaga para ata sa atin ng laro to.
Mm.
And ayun, I think we shouldn't have conceded. We're the better team, I think. For the whole match, I think we're the better team. We also should Athletic is only better team around 38 until the end of the first half, and the rest it's our highlight. We're attacking. We scored a goal. We're defending well, but it is what it is. We can't do anything about what happened. So yeah.
As you mentioned, Omar, we did. I mean, we did lose because we did concede the two goals. But what about our lack of scoring goals? I mean, what can you say about that, Omar? I mean, uh, football is a simple game. You just need to score more goals than the opposing team, and that's how you win. I mean, we could defend, but as long as you score more against your opposing against the opposing team, you will win. So I mean, our defense is there, but do you
Yeah.
think that we should also put some blame to our forwards, especially to our starting striker slash forward, Benzema? What do you think, Omar?
I think we only had one forward. It was Asensio. He's doing all the efforts.
Yeah.
Hazard highlights was really in the first half around 15 minutes when he had the shot on goal. Benzema, I don't know. I didn't really felt Benzema in that match until he scored. So we should, if we should put the blame, maybe because ilang games na tayong hindi na goal. I think when was the last time we scored 4 goals in a match? I
Mhm.
can't even remember when. And yeah, it's really frustrating that we can score with Real Madrid, but we can score a lot of goals. So yeah, that's all.
Yeah. Let me ask, this question to everybody here that just joined our call. There's a stat, going on for like a couple weeks ago, before the match against Athletic, Karim Benzema in La Liga. So for the past three matches, he did start all of them and he did finish almost all of them. And the stat was there were 3 games, 0 goals, 0 shots on target. How, dude? Would you have something to say about that, Alvin? Karim Benzema, zero last three matches in La Liga, zero goals, zero shots on targets. Is that good enough for
Ze-
Real Madrid, Alvin?
Oh my God, 0 goals and 0 shots on target. That's for some managers. You go out. You go out of the club. You don't.
And
you
Alvin,
you you will.
sorry to cut you, but Real Madrid has a great history of forward scoring goals, and
Yes.
you could have your goal droughts, but when your team needs you the most to score goals, I think Karim Benzema should take the blame if he does not score any. Like, I mean, even though despite the team winning like those previous matches, and he doesn't score, but he still has to take the blame, and when he doesn't score them or create any chances. And I think for those three matches he did not create that much
Yeah.
chances as well.
I think the game of Karim Benzema as of the moment is declining. I mean the work rate is really declining with Karim Benzema, especially when scoring goals. You don't usually see that in him. Even when Cristiano Ronaldo is around, he's still scoring a lot of goals, right? So now we don't have any Cristiano Ronaldo, and he's not playing like prime Benzema anymore. We have to admit that. But anyway, it's part of growing old, I think, probably. But with I'll just take an example with the Athletic game, the last game against Athletic Bilbao. Bilbao really pressed our defenses. Really, they tested our defense, and Karim Benzema also played centrally like he usually does. But for some reason he's misfiring. Remember that one offside goal that was disallowed. 81st
Mm.
minute, I think 82nd minute. It was really unfortunate. He was caught offside. The intent of Karim Benzema scoring goals is there, but right now he's just really misfiring. Really, you can see Marco Asensio also. He hit the post like twice, right? Twice. So as they say, you can't win the game hitting the post. So uh, I don't know. I don't
Almost
know. I
doesn't
think I
count. Yeah.
Yeah, it almost doesn't count. So exactly. So I think Karim Benzema was just misfiring at the moment. But on his part, I think on that Bilbao game, he was a bit lazy on the goal. But when the chances were there, he took it. But doesn't really score except for that one goal. He really waited for it inside of the box. After some unfortunate deflection from the Bilbao defender, and that was it. That was his game all throughout, right? So you can really notice it. The game of Karim Benzema is changing, but I hope he will realize that those mistakes he did in Bilbao, and he can perform really well again.
Let me just add something to that, Alvin. But if you did see, I mean, Benzema's goal was a simple tap in to an open net. I mean, he should have
Yes,
he should have buried those like 10 out of 10 times. But other than that, I don't recall like seeing Benzema getting great shots off, or at least challenging
right.
the keeper.
Yes,
And
Uh,
and even that goal, Alan, even that goal was checked, right? It was double checked.
correct,
yeah.
correct.
It was checked by the VAR, I think. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So, oh well, yeah, Benzema, and that's one of the areas that I think we should, I mean, should blame. But let's try to go, transition to some positive news that happened during the match, and I'm gonna ask Owen this question because he's also a Marco Asensio fan. So, but But yeah, I think the only good thing we all saw during the match was Marco Asensio. He was unlucky hitting the crossbar twice, but overall he played a spectacular match, and he's in form right now. Is a My question
Mm.
to you, Owen? Like for the previous matches, Asensio did score, and the previous matches, he was maybe our best player in majority of them. So my question to you, Owen, is the Marco Asensio we know from the 2016-17, 2017-18 season back to his best? Is Marco Asensio back, Owen?
Hmm, parang di pa eh. Parang hindi eh. I was waiting for mga goals niya talaga. These past matches, parang wala siyang goals ngayon eh. Pero siguro, still waiting for his, for his, performance. Pero, yun. Tsaka for the reaction din for the score, yun, medyo dismayado din ako. Tama din si uh, Lawrence.
Yes.
Ah, I have the same sentiments with Lawrence. Kasi supposed to be kaya natin yung Atletico Bilbao. But ayun, hindi natin inasang gayang ayun. Sa football is like a marriage, away, ayaw mo mamaya gusto, ganun sa Pero in the end, we still love the team, 'di ba?
Yes, of course.
Kahit anong mangyari, 'di ba?
Yes,
Ayun
Owen.
lang.
Right. Thanks, Owen. Uh, but yeah, I see one of our members just joined us, so I have to call on him. Sorry to put you on the spot, Gid, but let me ask you your thoughts about Marco Asensio and his performance during the match against Athletic Bilbao and his performance, from the previous matches. Is Marco Asensio back to his best? What do you think, Gid?
No, not at all. Tama nga siya, sabi niya, Owen. Hindi pa gaano kaya. Ito lang kasi masasabi ko eh. Kaya sa Liliga talaga yung kakaiba yung laro. Yung mga expectations talagang it gets tougher and tougher. So, not good enough. So, I won't be judged, but one day baka mag-improve siya kaya yeah, yun maganda. Mahalaga kasi yun nga lang. Hindi ko alam kung teamwork ba to or ewan. Kaya okay naman si Ascension that time na yun. Nandun pa si Cristiano Ronaldo. Para siya yung Sergio Ramos na 90-minute goal o 80-minute goal. Ganun. So, ayun. Hindi pa gaano. Yun lang.
Yeah. So yeah. I think Marco Asensio, he's getting there, huh, back to his best. I think maybe give him a few more games to start. I think he would. Yeah, he's surprising. Surprisingly, he's been our best player for the past matches. But I think with Marco Asensio is his role is kind of changing as well. He's getting more involved in the build up. I don't know if Lawrence and Omar uh can answer this, but like Marco Asensio was all over the pitch, and instead
No.
of being like the goal scorer that we all know Marco Asensio, because he has one hell of a left foot, but he's building up. He's providing. He's dribbling through defenders. I think his role just is completely changed right now. You have anything to say to that, Lawrence, Omar?
Yeah.
Lawrence first. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think Asensio, that was a man of the match performance actually. He was everywhere, as you said, Alan. He was active. in front of goal. It's just unfortunate that he wasn't able to convert those two goals and two attempts. And he was even tracking back. He was intercepting balls. He was like, even if the defender or the midfielder um, took the ball away from him, there were instances that he got it back. So the most important thing here, I think, is his work rate is really getting up the past few matches. And I do agree with Owen and Gideon that it's not yet enough. Of course, it's Real Madrid. We our the expectations is always high, but it's really a good sign that he's really working that hard, and he should keep it that way. We'll see. We'll see a few more games that if he keeps it that way, then it's a good sign for us. It's a good sign for the team.
Yeah, I think that's maybe he's showing signs of maturity, huh?
Yeah,
He's
yeah, yeah.
yeah. What do you think, Omar Marco Sancho? He's
Um,
he's on fire. I mean, to tell you the truth, he's on fire. I mean, he is unlucky with those two shots, but I think for Marco Asensio, if he wants to become a famous YouTuber, he can make a video crossbar challenge.
That's our challenge.
He's he's gonna get the most views. but Omar, going back to Marco Asensio, I think he has a matured role of being contributing to the attack, to the defense, and just being somewhat our main guy right now. What can you say about Marco Asensio, Omar?
yeah, I think I agree that it's not yet there, but it's clear he's clearly improving compared to his last matches. When he start, I think it started with the match against Granada when he provided two assists. Then yeah, continuously improved. But Marco Asensio, getting into the spotlight makes it more complicated to us because we're playing in La Liga. The defense
Hmm.
is tough, and with Marco Asensio only our proper attacker, like Hazard is going missing, Benzema is going missing. If the coach of a, I don't know, team in La Liga um tried to lock down Asensio, then what do we have, right? What do we have for next? Casemiro doesn't score long goals anymore. Benzema doesn't score. Hazard is not hazardous. We're done if Asensio gets locked.
Good pun.
So yeah.
You're very, very sneaky there, Omar. You're
Yeah.
very, very sneaky. But yeah, it's I think yeah, I do agree with Omar. If you shut him down, he needs support. He needs support. Yeah, and I think one of the areas that I think we should talk about is Zidane's lack of rotation. So with especially in our midfield. So I mean, Valverde and Odegaard, they were available, and currently they're not even part of the rotation. Zidane is highly dependent of his three amigos. I'm not, yeah, Cruz, Casemiro, Modric. I mean, this is the midfield that he has been using for what
Half a decade now.
half a, exactly, bro, half a decade,
Yeah.
5 years. I mean, last year, they did perform well, and it's I won't blame Zidane for not using them because all three of them were performing, but this season, you could Modric, Modric is playing well, Cruz is playing well. Casemiro, he has a few good games, but I mean, we do have these two young talented, you know, players, Martin Odegaard and Federico Valverde. But we're not using them. It's, I mean, not even playing 30 minutes on a regular basis, not even playing 20 minutes for them to show what they can offer to the team. Alvin, what do you think about Zidane's lack of the rotation in our midfield, I think that's
Yeah.
one of the most, crucial areas. We do have scoring, we are not scoring, but it also depends on the midfield. What do you think, Alvin?
Yeah. Yeah, fun fact. I've been using Cruz, Casemiro, and Modric in my FIFA ever since. You know. But anyway, I think Casemiro is also his game is declining over the past few matches, and as you have said, we have Valverde and and I think Odegaard was available in that game.
He was.
Uh,
Yes. Yes.
yeah, he was available, and he was an unused substitute. So it's really surprising to me. And I think I've read a certain article before that Zidane doesn't really want rotating the lineup because of the string of matches we've won over the past few. I think it was last year, and
Mm.
some people will say, we rotate so much that we are losing consistency of the of our lineup. We don't have the chemistry, so Zidane apparently stick with this midfield altogether with Cruz, Casemiro, and Modric, and people and some Madridistas regarded this as like the magic midfield. So I think Zidane really relied on that just to please the fans, probably. We don't know,
Mm.
but over in this lineup we have 4-3-3. We have you know Kroos, Casemiro, and Modric in their usual positions. We could have used, and by the way, Kroos picked up a yellow card that time for that. I think it was a soft red yellow card, and Casemiro and Modric. Modric, by the way, really played really well that time, and Casemiro provided that some assist to Hazard. I think he tried to assist Hazard inside the box, and Hazard wasn't called for that foul
Mm.
when he was taken down inside the box, and and that's the only action. I think for me, it's the major action he had, Casemiro,
Oh, he
and
had
as you have
sorry,
said,
sir. I think he had
yeah,
a crucial save in the box in the final minutes. He
yeah,
had
yeah, I
one
forgot about that.
tackle, yeah. But
Last
yeah, that
Yeah,
last
was
man
just it.
tackle.
Yeah,
Last man tackle.
yeah, true.
yeah, last man tackle there, and it was those are the things that he it one of the few actions he had,
True.
crucial actions, and we're used to see Casemiro as like the aggressive guy, challenging people like Messi,
Hmm.
those really good players, and in this match it wasn't much, right? So I'm not really used to that with Casemiro. The usual game for Modric and also for Cruz. So, and I think this midfield has to be rotated sometimes. We had great players right here with Valverde and Odegaard, and probably Isco if he can, right? And
Hmm.
what do we have here? These players are with us, especially Isco and Valverde. I still remember that Valverde tackle on Morata last Super
Yes.
Copa. Right? That
Same
tackle saved
stage.
us basically. Yeah, it was on the late stage, and he got red card in there. So you can
Still
see
won
the
the man of
impact
the
of
match.
Valverde there. He really
Man
wanted
of
to
the
win.
match. Yes.
Yeah, he was the man of. So I think
And
we
ironic.
need that
Oh,
aggressiveness in the midfield. That's why it costed us. So we
Yes.
should have.
To add,
Yeah,
Alvin, guys, it's pretty ironic that Valverde didn't even start. He wasn't just man of the match of the final last year. He was the man of the tournament. Huh?
Oh
He was the
yes.
yeah,
man of
I
the
didn't even know.
tournament.
Yeah.
The man of the tournament not starting in his competition. Zidane, come on, come on, like, if Zidane had hair, he would have
that.
pulled it out. Pulled it out.
Yeah, the young guys have the will to win. We they have
Mm.
they've been very aggressive. That we lacked
Mm.
aggressiveness in the midfield. That's why it costed us.
Yeah.
I think that is. And Federico Valverde was substituted for Luka Modric in 67th minute. So and others like Hazard for Vinicius. So it was quite late. He should have started actually,
Sure.
but that's how the game that's how the game went. Then it costed us. So for me, in to cut it short, the aggressiveness in the midfield we missed that. We missed that just like before. I'm saying this because probably I'm used to like the 2016-17 season. We had a monster season that year and that season. So I think I'm still missing that, and that was
Mm.
the prime Real Madrid midfield for me.
Mhm.
And
Mm.
this match we don't have that basically. It's like 60% out of 100. So it's still more than 50, but I'm still disappointed with this lineup. We should have done better. Zidane should have done better.
Correct.
That's
Yeah.
that's
So
it.
yeah, let me ask Lawrence and Omar, but before we move on to the next topic, but yeah, what do you think about the lack of rotation from Zizou? I mean, yeah, we did have a stretch of that we won games that
Mm.
was a good, but not rotating it will only help like put a bandage to your problem, like and that bandage was winning what like 6 7 games straight, and we did drew our last La Liga match, and we drew our last two La Liga matches, and we lost the match against Bilbao. So I mean, what do you think, Lawrence? My question this is for Lawrence and Omar. Let me start with Omar first, maybe. Omar, Zizou's lack of rotation, it's been costing us, huh? What can you say about that?
I think the best football we did this season was against Inter Milan, and that's pretty much it. It the same performance never appeared again in the La Liga, and um, Zidane did some rotation in the first 5 matches. He was experimenting, and now he's using his trident,
Mhm.
and it's just things are not going good for us, don't they? Like something's off. When you watch
True.
Cruz, Casemiro, and Modric is still performing like hell. Like it's not like
Modric
34
has been
years
our
old.
best mid.
35.
Modric has been our
Yeah.
best midfielder, huh, Omar?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's really energetic, and his work rate is really um good. But something's really off when you watch our matches. Something's really off. I don't know. I play football, but I can't determine what's off. I can't determine what's wrong. It's pretty hard for Zidane. I think. I hope that um he managed to fix things out like he always promised in press con. Should Zidane be sacked? No, no, no. I think no. At the middle of the season, no. But after the season, I don't know. It depends. I think just like I've said in the last Madrid talk, there's this election coming up. So if I don't know, it depends on Perez's decision. Like fans are getting tired of Hazard, not only of Hazard but also Zidane
Mm.
getting criticized a lot. Um, but I think Zidane is still the perfect man for the job as of now. I wouldn't put Raul there. Raul's experience is just, I think that's Castilla.
Yeah.
Xavi's experience is just Castilla and the B team of Real Sociedad. And what remains, Tuchel. I think that's Tuchel is the free agent here. He's the
Hmm.
only free agent manager available. And so yeah, I think Zidane is still the best man who can fix things around. I hope he fix things around. we're still in the we're still capable of winning the treble, but I won't hope for that. I'm hoping for the Copa del Rey, but if we can't win against Alaves, Elche, and Cadiz, what are the stakes for winning the Copa del Rey? So I really hope that things get fixed. So yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Yeah. What can you say about the lack of rotation, or using his usual trident? Are you getting tired? I think, are you getting tired of it? Is it I don't is it still working for us? I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, Laura?
Um, for me, I think when it comes to rotation, it's always going to be a sensitive topic because it's always 50-50. If a coach like Zidane plays the same player for like 5 or 10 games straight, the same lineup, people would say, "Hey, come on, rotate, give chance to the other players." But if it's working, why should he do some changes, right? But still, of course, rotation is needed for just so the other players will have their chance as well, and for their health, right? They can reserve their best for the later stages of the league. And when he keeps on rotating, fans will also ask, "Hey, where's the continuity?" Right? You must have a certain lineup, like a specific lineup for these kind of matches. And I do understand both sides. I do understand the side of Zidane where why he stuck with this lineup. It's a good lineup. Where however you see it, that's a good lineup. That should win. That should have won. No excuses. There's quality there, and the trident, Modric, Kroos, Casemiro. It's been working. It's a working formula for Zidane. So I do understand why he is stuck with it, right? And our next game is Alcoyano, right? In the Copa del Rey. So I do understand why that was the lineup, right? Because there's no point. I think when it comes to rotation, he should be doing that. Like if the few matches and the weeks and the upcoming weeks are all La Liga matches, you should be rotating there. But if the next match is also a Copa del Rey, and then it was a semifinal, he should. I was okay with the lineup versus Bilbao. I had no problems with that. I do see the why people are criticizing it as well.
All right. Yeah. Thanks.
Wait.
Thanks.
I'd like to add one more.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Omar.
Um, I'd like to put in Courtois. I feel like Courtois doesn't deserve this. This his stats right now. It's like have 3 clean sheets as of now. Is way far from Oblak. Yeah, Atletico Madrid's defense is really good right now. I think our defense needs some work to do. Same with our attack because if you look at it, all the goals, I think Kike Garcia's goal against Albar was the only goal that we conceded that doesn't come from a defensive error.
Mm.
Uh, Fidel's goal come from Dani Carvajal shirt pulling, Lucas Vasquez fouling and bad pass. Um, and Varane's really not performing well. It's just being overshadowed by Ramos's great aura. That's why his presence in the field isn't that criticized. But if you put um Varane in left back and Mendy in the center back, nothing will happen. It's the same. It's the same. If you look at Mendy's attacking skills, it's really not good. Like, look, have you seen Cruz's reaction when Mendy took the shot in the last minute? Yeah, Mendy's shot went to the Mediterranean Sea. So I think Mendy should never take a shot at all. Maybe he should work on his shooting skills in practice. But yeah, I saw a tweet on Twitter like when Real Madrid shooting is really good when it on training, they're really on spot, on good. I mean, Ramos is boasting his free kick goals and lambasting, like almost lambasting Lunen's goalkeeping skills. But when it comes to the match, we're not shooting. It's like, someone and Alan mentioned that Benzema haven't have a shot on goal. So I don't really know what's off. I think our midfield is doing well. It's just our attack that's, I don't know. Something's really off with this. Something is really off with this season. Maybe it's the pink kit. I'm just kidding. yeah. So that's.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I think Mikey just connected. Hey, Mikey, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, we were just talking about the match against Athletic Bilbao. What's your thoughts and reactions to it?
My thoughts and reactions. I don't know, just bad, man. Bad. I don't
What
know.
went wrong for us? What went wrong? Sorry, what went wrong?
Um, honestly, it's so hard. It's really hard to say what went wrong. Certainly what went wrong were two goals, were clear two mistakes by Lucas Vasquez. That for sure. A lot of people here in Spain are saying you can't really blame him because he's had I don't know if it's been 17 games he's been playing, and on the 17th it's when he screwed up, and all the other 16 games he performed decent. Yeah, true, but I've had some during the match. Well, during every Real Madrid game, I usually have chats with my friend from Madrid over WhatsApp, and one of my comments is, I mean, Lucas Vasquez. Yeah, he does everything he can. He's pure heart. He fights a lot. He this and he's that. But I don't know. For me, I mean, I've told you this before, you guys. I mean, Real Madrid, you need to have a better player at right back than the Lucas Vazquez. I mean, yeah, he does everything he can, and sometimes he'll have a good game. He'll score a goal. He'll give you assist. Yeah, no doubt about that. But I think the other day, especially, I mean, his weaknesses just was shown. Him playing as a right back. Yeah, he's not a. You can say he's not a right back. He's more of a right wing attacking player. Fine, but he was put in that position, and it was his two mistakes that gave the two goals against Athletic. And from there on, it was a tough climb for Real Madrid, to get back into the game. And then, I think I would have played Nacho. Or I don't know why. Another question: why Odriozola isn't being given, chances either? He's a pure right back. He's performed same story as Odegaard. Came from Real Sociedad, had fantastic career seasons in Real Sociedad, but when he started to wear the white jersey of Real Madrid, everything just got screwed up for him. His performance dropped. Went on loan in Bayern Munich. I'm, um, I'm not sure if he was part of the team that won. Well, yeah, definitely won Bundesligas. But even at Bayern Munich, he wasn't really given that much playing time. So but he is a pure right back. So I don't know. It's very difficult. And then again, scoring goals, same story. I told you this last week. How many goals has Real Madrid scored? 31, including Benzema's goal the other day. 31 in 19 matches. Still the same coefficient, less than 1.5 goals per game. So there's definitely a problem up there. Midfield, it wasn't the best day again of Modric and Cross. So you could have given chances, like we were mentioning, Odegaard again, not playing a single minute. So yeah, there and again the Belgium Hazard didn't do anything either. So Asensio was unlucky. There was the first shot on the post was a good play actually from the team. Good build up. Um, just unlucky hit came off the post, and then the other one was that long shot again off the crossbar. So um, and then the typical last 10-5 minutes of the game. You needed goals. You take out Benzema, you put in Mariano, then you end up playing again with Sergio Ramos as a center forward. It's just I don't know. It's so confusing, and as much as I think Zidane is the right coach, but with all these things, there's always these doubts of maybe it's
Mhm.
time to go or it's hard. It's just hard. It's difficult. It's difficult. Then in the press con after the game, he said he put in Mariano in the 88th minute, I think. And then when they
Too late,
asked him
huh?
about the sub, they asked him about the sub. He said he wanted to bring in like fresh air into the match, but you can't bring in fresh air with just 2 minutes left in the
True.
game. You know, you have to make that sub sooner.
True. Yeah.
And I mean, in the first few minutes in the game, you already saw Athletic Bilbao with this new coach Marcelino. Everybody knows here in Spain what type of football Marcelino practices. Very intense, high pressure, aggressive on defense, and then catch you on the counter attack. That's how they play. And we saw it in the first few minutes. They were putting on high pressure of Madrid, and they were putting on the pressure, making Madrid drift the ball towards the side of Lucas Vasquez. Why? Because they know he's the weakest link on defense, and they knew he
Figures.
was
Yeah.
going to commit a mistake, and he did commit a mistake. And you could see that already happening. And as much as a coach, if your style of play is no long ball, play from the back, but there are sometimes you have to change that. If you see they're putting on that high pressure and you're having difficulties coming out, go for the long ball, kick the ball up front, make Benzema, Hazard, the players who were up front, you know, fight for that second ball, and then begin the play in the half line already. So you're not so near your goal. Even if you lose the ball, you're far away from your goal. You know, kick the ball up. Sometimes you gotta change the way the type your tactics and during the game. So he could have done that change. And I mean, a perfect example. I'm gonna go back last year when Real Madrid played Manchester City. We all know Pep Guardiola. They like playing the ball from the back, no long balls. But when they played against Madrid, Madrid was putting on the high pressure. What did Manchester City do? They went for those
Long
long
balls.
diagonal
Long
balls.
balls. Yeah.
And where did they go? Where did they attack? They attacked the back of Marcelo. And that's where Gabriel Jesus, De Bruyne, that's where they started attacking, and that's how they came back. They were down 2-0 in the last 10 minutes. Eventually, ended up 2-all. So during the game, you have to have this change the way. If something's not working, change it up. Look for the long ball, like I said. And even Mourinho there was a time with Mourinho. One of his tactics was kick the long ball out, give your opponent a throw in near their own corner kick. So your
Mm.
opponent's going to take the throw in on their own half, near their own corner kick, so that's way far away from your goal. And then you start to play from there, put on the pressure. So these little things, makes, sometimes doubt about Zidane. And so there, that's all. That's all.
We're just as puzzled as you, Mikey.
I know, I know. It's hard. It's so hard. It's so hard to ask what's wrong, what's this, what's that. It's
Because it was a
the
good lineup,
answer.
right? We should be
I
winning
mean,
that.
it's the best lineup, except for
Yeah.
the right back.
Exactly.
Except for the right back. But when you play teams, these teams know where your weak link is at this level,
Mm.
and they attack. They attack Lucas Vasquez. And even the second goal, the penalty. What was it? It was a high ball to Lucas Vasquez. Why? Because he was guarding a player much taller than him.
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So they know,
Sure.
Lucas Vasquez is short. You're gonna Lucas Vasquez. I don't know what his height, 5'6", 5'7". You put a 6 foot player on him,
I think he's 5'9",
you
5'8",
know,
five
5'9".
nine.
Then put
Yeah.
a six. Athletic Bilbao
Mm-hmm.
has really tall players. The Basque region of Spain, they're tough, strong, and so you put a high, tall player up against Lucas Vasquez. So he's gonna, that player against Lucas Vasquez will win 90% of the high balls.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas Vasquez isn't gonna win it, and so yeah, there.
There's this video of Odegaard committing a mistake during the match against Celta, and Zidane was seen really frustrated of Odegaard. And since that mistake, Odegaard never played a single minute for Real Madrid. So I don't know if that started there, but I think I can assume that it started there because after that mistake, Odegaard never played again. So yeah.
Yeah, it's
Interesting.
been, yeah, it's been tough. Like what we all discussed. Like we don't we don't know if it's a single person or if it's the midfield or if it's the forwards or if it's the defense or if it's a kind of a collective problem of
Has
our
to be
system in
collective.
general, huh?
It's
It's not,
everything,
yeah, yeah.
Alan. It's everything. It's everything. It's not just one person there. The team is a team. That's why it's a team, right? It's
Even
all of
Zidane
them.
is to blame. Even Zidane.
Of course. Alejandro.
It was his call to start Vasquez. He had natural defenders on the bench. He still started Vasquez, so
Yeah, but like I
he is to
said, I
blame.
mean,
Yeah,
but before this game, all of you liked basket playing.
yeah.
So like
Everyone was praising
Vasquez.
Vasquez. Yeah, everyone was praising Vasquez. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, this game, he screwed up. So,
Mm.
it's easy after the game to blame Zidane. And, it's easy to blame him after the game because before the game, nobody would have doubted him playing Lucas Vasquez as right back because in the 17 games before, everybody was praising him for making this tactical change, for putting him as right back. There were no doubts about that. He was scoring goals, giving assists, you know. So after the game, it's easy to blame anybody, after the result.
It was just
That's
unfortunate that it had to happen that night.
It was not in the
It's
It
semifinals.
was gonna
it was
happen
bound
at
it
some
was bound
point.
to happen.
It was
It was
bound to happen.
bound to
Yeah.
happen.
yeah.
Exactly. At one
Unfortunately, it was a
point,
semifinal.
yes, at one point it was.
Yeah, it was
Exactly.
tough. It was tough, but despite having problems, in the team, that like with Marco Asensio, the team was unlucky as well. Like it's a bit of everything, huh? It's a bit of everything happening. Like our players aren't performing, and at the same time, we could win those matches, but we were unlucky. Well, yeah. I mean, guys, I don't want to maybe move on to this, second topic about, finding solutions that would maybe, make our video, longer. But yeah, is there any problems that's going on with the team right now that hasn't been discussed?
You
I
Anything?
got a question for Mikey.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Mikey, I just want to ask, what's the overall feel among you Spaniards there in Spain about Hazard? Are you still patient with the guy, or what's the overall vibe about the player right now?
Um, it depends. I mean, I think most of me personally, I don't know. I'm still a believer in some way
Mhm.
that I'm just hoping that one day all of a sudden, in the next game he's just gonna show up just like his games in Chelsea. But it's been a year and a half and it hasn't happened. It hasn't happened. So, but a lot of mostly the press here, they're sick and tired of him already. Most of the press here, any marca as the radio shows, different radio shows, TV shows as well. They're already most of them tired and of him. But I don't know. I don't know if I don't know. I'm being too hopeful. or what, but I'm hoping that, I mean, he hasn't forgotten how to play football overnight, right?
Yes.
It's impossible. He hasn't forgotten how to play. It's just, I don't know what it is. I mean, he gets the ball in Chelsea. He would make these slalom runs, take on one, two, three defenders, and score, give an assist or make this great play. And in Madrid, I don't know. He gets the ball on the left wing, controls, looks around, boom, pass back.
When he
Gets
is
the next ball,
available, yeah. When he's
controls,
available too.
another pass. And that's all he's doing. I mean, anybody can do it. Anybody, I mean, you could do that if you were on the field. Receive, control, pass back to Mendy, who's behind you, or to Modric or Kroos. So, you don't see him. And that was a problem that Asensio was having a few months ago. And I think we brought this up.
Yes.
He was
Yes.
still a bit, I don't know, maybe mentally scared because of injury, and he wasn't
Mhm.
taking on defenders, right? And we've seen that change in Ascension the last 2-3 games, where he's
True.
starting to take on defenders, trying to take more responsibility, and his game's improved. So I
Yes.
think that's what's lacking from Hazard, and I don't know what it is. It's it because he's still not 100%, and he knows it. So mentally, he knows that he doesn't want to take so many risks because he might just get injured again, or so. I don't know. I really don't know what it is, but I'm hoping that that he still shows that player he has in him, that in Chelsea or in the last World Cup for Belgium. I'm hoping.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, let me add. But I'm like one of, I'm like Mikey. Like Eden Hazard was like the Premier League's best player of the last decade. Uh, he had like one of the most he has the most player of the matches, and has maybe like the best who scored rating in the last decade. Despite joining Chelsea in 2013. But yeah, I mean, as long as they are Madrid players, I mean, we all want them to succeed no matter what. I mean, Hazard's not performing right now, but we always wish him to improve, and to perform, and to prove his the doubters and the haters that, I mean, he could still perform. I mean, I'm one of his fans, so you know if he still does not perform, before the season ends, I think we gotta,
We'll see.
we just got, I don't know what's gonna happen to him, but 2 years is long. That's I mean, despite being injured, 2 years is long enough. And not,
And like you said,
and
Alan, if he doesn't perform by the end of the year, you're mentioning of selling him. Okay, you sell him. Who's gonna buy Hazard performing this way?
Mm.
Chelsea.
Who? You paid 100. He's the most expensive signing of Madrid. 100. I don't know what it is. Really, 110. Some say it's 160. Anyway, 100 million for him. You think anybody's gonna pay that, or even half of that? So it's another, bad business decision again. The 60 of Jovic, the 50 of Militao, the 100 plus for Hazard if he doesn't perform again. So what's gonna happen? Same thing with Bale. Bale, we were hoping in Tottenham that hopefully, maybe he could do well to maybe get some money back or come back to Madrid next year, but nothing. His first few games were okay, nothing great, but not bad. But all of a sudden now he's just disappeared from the lineup as well.
Hmm.
So what's gonna happen with these players? And they're the room, and here in Spain they're already joking around. Bale, but Hazard is the new Bale,
Oh no.
2.0 version of Bale,
ouch,
as
ouch,
Oh no.
ouch.
with all the injuries. That's what
Ah,
it is.
yeah,
But that's a fair criticism, huh? It's because of the expectation of a Hazard, of a Galactico, you know. I think that's fair, huh?
Of course. I mean, these players, you pay 100 plus million for anybody.
Mhm.
The expectations for you are up there. And if they pay that much money for you, that means you're one of the top players in the world, because they're not going to pay a
Yeah.
100 million for for some nobody, right?
Some bum.
The money, this big money is being paid to players who are already, it's like what happened with Barcelona with Coutinho. Same thing. Their biggest, most expensive signing who didn't perform, they give them on loan to Bayern Munich, and then he comes and he scores 2 goals against you in the finals of the Champions League. A player who you're paying for, a player you're
True.
paying part of his fee, comes in the finals of the Champions League, your most expensive signing in the history, and he scores the 2 goals in the 8-2 win. It's not good. It's not good. So these players, when you pay that much money, the expectations are high. And Hazard after the World Cup, he was what, the top 5 best players in the world: Messi, Cristiano, Neymar, Mbappe.
Mbappe.
Hazard was right there.
Yeah, I mean, Hazard still has a lot of time to showcase his talent and showcase whatever he could offer to the team. He's not injured right now, and hopefully, in the upcoming matches,
Hopefully, he doesn't get injured tomorrow.
Hey, I'm knocking on wood right now, but yeah. Anything to add before we close tonight's episode? Any positive note from any of the attendees right now? Let's try.
Just a big shout out to our keeper Thibaut for that save in the final minutes. I mean, not in the final minutes, but we could have been down 3-1 or 3-0. He made a save,
4.
a 1-on-1 save.
Uh-huh.
That was big. Could have been down 4.
Yeah. Let me add. Did you guys check Valverde's impact once he was subbed on? Like the game just completely changed when he was subbed on. So I think that's one of the positive notes positive things that happened during the match against Bilbao. And
What?
we and we,
Alan again? What?
when Valverde was subbed on, the tempo of the match just completely changed. Valverde was Valverde did a great performance despite playing a few minutes. And and we did talk about Marco Asensio, and maybe give him more time. He has a more matured role. He's developed more responsibilities, and has been maybe our best player in the last 3 or 4 previous matches. Anything else, guys, before we close? Anything else?
What time did you guys start, though?
9 p.m. Philippines.
What time did you start?
We actually
I
started.
just saw it right now, man. I didn't see the.
We actually started like 9:30.
Around 9:30, right?
Around 9:30.
I didn't see the link.
9:30.
Yeah.
I didn't see the link. I wasn't on Facebook until now, until I hooked up with you guys. I didn't see it. That's why I was wondering. I wasn't sure if you guys were still on or not.
We'll be on again next week for sure, right, Alan?
Yeah.
We'll talk some more next week.
All right, guys. So just let me close. So that concludes another episode of Madrid Talk PH. I hope everybody was able to express their own thoughts and concerns, despite losing the previous match and not really winning decisively in the in some of our matches. It's still not over. It's we're halfway through the season, and as long as we are in the competition, we all know Real Madrid will never give up. Hasta el final, right, guys?
Yes.
So to the end. So yeah. Thank you guys for
We got
joining.
Copa del Rey this week.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. So to close, thank you for joining, and we'll see you guys again very soon. In the words of Cristiano when he was presented in the Bernabeu in front of 80,000 fans. 1, 2, 3.
Hola Madrid!
Thanks, guys.